This is the Lockpicking Lawyer, and what I have for you today is a first watch 40mm aluminum padlock. It's the model 3723. This is, of course, a clone of the now iconic American Lock Series 1100 padlocks, and what brought this to my attention was a message from Urban Hawk telling me that someone was listing them on eBay for about $5.50 shipped. That's a pretty good price, but what was even better was the fact that the same user had listed the brass variant of the lock for the exact same price. So I picked a couple of these up, and today we're going to look at the aluminum version. I'll bring the brass one to you in a future video. We're going to see what it takes to pick into this lock, and then of course I will take it apart to show you what's inside. There really isn't a whole lot to say about the construction of this lock. We of course have an aluminum lock body, 40mm wide, the standard 6mm hardened steel shackle, and a core and core retention mechanism that's pretty close to what you would find in the American Lock padlocks. We do have a 6-pin core in here, or at least a 6-pin key, and that's always nice to see because on the American Lock you can see we only have a 5-pin key. The 6-pin is available, but it's going to cost you extra. So let's see what it takes to pick into this first watch padlock. We have a standard American Lock keyway, and I generally deal with them by using top of the keyway tension with a 40 thousandths pry bar and a standard hook in 18 thousandths. Okay, nothing on 1. Okay, counter rotation on 2, we got that set. Counter rotation on 3, got that set. 4, counter rotation, got 4 set. 5, same thing. I think I might have overset 5. There we go. I let off a little bit of tension and he dropped back down. Now I'm on to 6, counter rotation. And I think 6 is giving me a little bit of trouble. There we go. I think I have 6 set, but I clearly dropped something. Nothing on 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. 5, counter rotation. And we got it open. Okay, so quite a few spools in here. Now, interestingly enough, I did not touch pin number 1 while I was picking. But if you look at this key, you can see that 1 is a very high set pin. So what we're probably dealing with here are driver pins that are a little bit too short. But let's take it apart and see what we can find. This shackle comes apart with a Phillips screw down the shackle hole. Okay, nothing terribly unusual about this core. We do have a horizontal actuator, which is not bypassable. Again, very nice to see. A lot of grease on the back of this lock. And I probably didn't make things any better because I did spray a little bit of oil in there when I first got it. Okay, you can see this is a standard 6-pin core and all the chambers are populated. It looks like in slot 1 we have a steel pin as a anti-drill measure. Number 2 is a serrated pin, so is 3. 4 is standard, but it's also a very short pin, so it's probably not serrated only because those serrations would never have a chance to come into play. Same thing on pin number 6. Okay, we have all these arranged. Let's take a look at the driver pins. Number 1 is a steel anti-drill pin. 2 is a spool. I'm expecting all of the rest to be spools. I did feel significant counter rotation on all of these. Okay, and that is indeed the case. Now, I had mentioned before that I thought we might have driver pins that were a little bit too short, in particular in slot 1. Let's check that out right now. And you can see, if you look carefully, that there really isn't a whole lot of that driver pin sticking out when you have the key and driver pin both in the core. So I think that actually allowed me to turn the core without ever picking slot number 1. Something they might want to address in future locks, but I have a tough time complaining about this lock, particularly at the price point. Okay, let me give you a close-up of all of this. Okay, as you can see, for key pins, we have a standard steel pin in slot 1, then we have serrated pins in slots 2, 3, and 5, and standard pins in slots 4 and 6. Those 4 and 6 key pins are probably not serrated, only because they are too short for serrations to come into play. Then if you look at the driver pins, we have a standard steel anti-drill pin in slot 1, and all of the rest are spools. Moving over to the core, I don't see anything particularly unusual about this. We of course have that American lock keyway, a horizontal actuator on the back, and really nothing else unusual about it. Okay, that's all I have for you on this First Watch 40mm aluminum padlock, the model 3723. If you have any questions or comments about this, please put them below. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please subscribe. And as always, have a nice day. Thank you.